सर्वात्मत्व महाविभूति सहितं स्यादीश्वरत्वं स्वतः सिद्ध्ये तत्पुनरष्टधा परिणतं च ऐश्वर्यमव्याहतम्. We'll do Gita Dhyam. Om पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्. नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय पुत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः. सर्वोपनिषदो गावः गोब्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्. वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पल शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला. अश्वत्थाम विकर्ण घोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनीं सोतीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरननदी कैवर्तक केशवः. पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम्. लोके सज्जनषट्पतैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे. मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्. यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः. ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः. We'll do chapter 10 of the Bhagavad Gita. Om Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Dashamodhyayah. We will read from verse number. We have completed up to 31. Yeah, we'll start from 30. We completed the verse number 30. We will study from 31 onwards. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Pavana Pavatamasmi Ramashastra-Bhritamaham Jashanam Makaraschasmi Shrotrasamasmi Jannavi. So Krishna says, Bhagavan says, before we go into what Bhagavan says, let's understand something. It's a reiteration. Ishvara alone exists. Whatever is here is Ishvara. There is nothing other than Ishvara. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Now, when we make the statement, Ishavasyam idam sarvam, there is nothing other than Ishvara here. It means, it doesn't mean that these things don't exist. The body exists. It doesn't mean these things don't exist. But these things which we see as existing do not have an independent existence of their own. Okay? So that which has an independent existence of its own is called Satyavastu. That which does not exist at all is called Asatyavastu. What is independently existent is Satyavastu. What does not exist at all is Asatyavastu. Where do we stand? Don't we exist at all? Do we independently exist? Yeah. So we have to say, what is the term we can give for the Srishti which does not have an independent existence but has an empirical existence, has a transactional existence. It has got a functional existence. Let's take a small example. Okay. Now, this is made of wood. This is a table coaster, tea coaster, made of wood. Wood is Satyavastu, that which has an independent existence of its own. Can you call wood and coaster at the same reality? Coaster is, wood is. Coaster is not, wood still is. So wood is Satyavastu. Coaster is not Asatyavastu. It is still there. So what is the name we can give to this? We can call it Mithya. There is no English word equivalent to Mithya. I have to call it in style Mithya. There is no English word equivalent to Mithya. This is Mithya. Mithya doesn't mean illusion. Mithya doesn't mean non-existent. Mithya means dependent reality. It does not have an independent existence of its own. It depends upon Satyavastu for its astitva. That's why it's called Mithya. So what is here, Ishvara says, is only me. I alone am. Chaitanyam is Satyavastu. Material is, Upadana Karanam is Mithya. The Upadana Karanam does not have an existence apart from Ishvara. Now, in this Mithya Vastu, in this Upadana Mithya Vastu, where is wood? The cause inheres in the product. So in this Mithya Jagat, where is Ishvara? Ishvara is all pervading in this Srishti. Needs a little discernment. The problem is, we are looking for Giridhar Gopal. We are looking for Murli Gopal. We are looking for Trishula Nata. We are looking for Alayalai Krishna. We are looking for God in heaven. We will not say God is not in heaven. God is also in heaven. Ishvara is also in heaven. In fact, there is nothing called heaven minus Ishvara. Discern. So when Arjuna asks this question, you say you are present everywhere. How do I recognize your presence? So Krishna says, to start with, Okay, not final. He said to start with, recognize my presence in all the glory that you see around yourself. Whatever is glorious, understand it is my vibhuti. My vibhuti means my presence makes it glorious. My manifestation. So my vibhuti makes it glorious. It doesn't have an independent glory of its own. If you look at somebody and say this person is great, these days they use the word awesome. Okay, awesome. If everything is taken up by awesome, what will you say for the really awesome? There is no vastu which is awesome. The awesomeness of the awesome is Ishvara. The awesomeness that you see somewhere is the manifestation of Ishvara. If you look at it this way, if you are able to discern it this way, we will not miss Ishvara anywhere. Ishvara says, how can you miss me? I am there. In and through all the product, I am there. You are missing me because your attention, your focus is on the mithya vastu. Because your focus is here, you are missing me in the mithya vastu, in the anatma, in the jagat. Okay. It's very difficult to see Ishvara's presence everywhere. So he'll at least start like this. So he says in the previous verse, Pavana Pavatamasmi. So Pavana, the breeze that purifies. Okay? The breeze that purifies. It's not all kinds of breeze. The breeze that purifies, that Pavana, that purifying Pavana is my glory. The purifying Pavana, the purifying breeze, the purifying air is my manifestation. It functions under my order. When I say my order, there is a certain law. It functions under that particular law. That phenomenon functions under that particular law. And the Vedic culture has created a deity out of this phenomenon. So Pavana, Devata form. He is not just Pavan. It is Pavan Devata form. Okay. So Ramaha Shastra Britam Aham. Among among warriors who wield a weapon, I am Rama. There is Balarama, there is Parshurama, this is Dasharathi Rama, son of Dasharatha Rama. Rama, for whom a temple has been built in Ayodhya. There is a 600+ year old temple for Sri Rama in Kumbakonam. Ramaswamy temple is already there. In Srirangam, there is a Sannadhi for Sri Rama. So it's not the only temple, there are temple for Sri Rama. At least 3 great temples of Sri Rama. Okay. Among Shastra Britam, among the wielders of Shastras, I am Sri Rama. Okay. The glory of Rama. He never took up a weapon unless it was absolutely necessary. And he took up the weapon only for the sake of others, not for himself. So Sri Rama, Shastra Britam Aham Ramaha. Okay, then Jashanam Makaras Chashmi. Jasha means fish. Now, Makara is translated as crocodile, shark, whale, any of these 3. Jasha means creatures that live solely in water. They don't live on land at all. Yeah, you can see the crocodile drying itself on the land, but it is it's an aquatic creature. So if you see the vastness of the whale, it's so big. The whale is so big that they say 50 elephants can stand up on its back. And so it can be a whale, it can be a shark. Means strong, very strong and underwater. So among Jasha, among fishes, I am Makara. You can take it as, but I would prefer to take it as a whale because it's huge for the sheer size of it is whale. Shrotasam Asmi Jannavi. Jannavi is the name of Ganga coming out of the Janu is that tuft of hair here out of Ganga, out of Shiva's. There is a beautiful story which says Bhagirata, his ancestors were cursed by Kapila Muni. So they were all ashes on earth and said only Ganga can come down and purify. So he prayed to Ganga. Ganga said, yes, I will come. But Ganga said, when I land from Akasha, I will be landing at such speed and such force that the earth, Bhuma Devi, perhaps cannot take that pressure. So you have to find somebody who will take it. So Lord Shiva said, I will take you in my head. So Ganga landed here and he tied her up there and released her in small streams. So there is a beautiful, this is a story, allegorical story. The reality, Brahma Vidya is like Akasha Ganga. Suppose, let's say we start our Vedanta class and on day one I tell you, you are all Brahman, you are all Mukta Purusha, you are Moksha, you don't have to do anything. What will happen? You will just not be able to take that. So, Dakshinamurti or Shiva, the teacher, receives the knowledge completely and gives it to you in doses that one can digest. So, Ganga, Jannavi, Aham. I am Jannavi. I am that section of Ganga in which no bacteria survives. I am pure water there. If you want to see it, you should go see it in Rishikesh. Possibly you can go to Rishikesh and a little ahead. If you want to go to Rishikesh and stay in Swami Dayananji's ashram for a day, you don't have to even stay. Just reach the ashram, just go down to the river front and see. Even as you enter the ashram, you will see the flow of the river. You can hear the flow. Walk to the front. It is an amazing sight. Water flows, and in front of you, on the northern side, facing south, is a huge mount. Early morning, when we get up to our meditation, it is like Dakshinamurti seated there. It's an amazing thing. You should visit sometime. Perhaps we'll all go on a camp there, spend a few days in Rishikesh. Okay, so that is the thing. Now let's look at verse number 32. Sarganam adirantascha madhyam chaivaham arjuna. Sarganam adirantascha madhyam chaivaham arjuna. Adhyatma vidya vidyanam Vada pravadatamaham. Adhyatma vidya vidyanam Vada pravadatamaham. This needs a little attention. Sarga, any activity is called sarga. And Srishti is also called sarga. So, in any activity, first let's take that. In any activity, I am the Adi, beginning. I am the end. I am the Madhyama. I am the beginning. I am the middle. I am the end. I am Srishti Karta, Thapana Karta, Laya Karta. Let's take any activity. The activity starts as a sankalpa in the mind. Adi. I am Ishvara's manifestation as your thought. Not just thought. Sankalpa is a focused thought wanting to do something. So we do a sankalpa. I do this puja for this purpose. I do this vritam for this purpose. I do this japam for this purpose. So sankalpa. Okay. So I am the sankalpa. That is the create ideas. The ideas become in the communication line encoded. Okay. Ideation become encoding. That encoding Madhyama I am. Encoding channel, your receipt, all those things. I am. Meaning they function under a certain law, and the law is Ishvara. Encoding happens in a certain manner, infallible manner. That is Ishvara. That is Sri Krishna. That Madhyama I am, and the whole process ends. That also I am. So beginning, middle, end. Beginning, middle, end. Beginning, middle, end goes on and on and on and on and on. So it is for a simple thought. Any activity, beginning, middle, end. So how do we begin? Shuklam Bharadram Vishnum, prayer. Middle, so far so good, prayer. End, Om Shanti, 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 Shama Prarthana, prayer. Recognizing Ishvara. We have to understand something about this Sanatana Dharma. See, when we are talking about Sanatana Dharma, we don't have a prophet. Sanatana Dharma doesn't have a prophet. It didn't begin with somebody. They were rishis. The rishis were called mantra drishtas. They could see the reality, vision. That's why it is come. Rishi means one who could see, one who has a vision. And that which comes from a rishi is arsha, adjective. That's why it's called arsha vidya. Arsha vidya. Arsha vidya. From the rishis, the knowledge which has come to us. So rishis are called mantra drishtas. Two manushya rishis. They are called mantra drishtas. Like, Gayatri mantra was revealed to Vishwamitra. Like that, various mantras were revealed to the rishis. And these rishis passed it on to us by what is called a oral tradition. It's called Karna Parampara, heard and passed on for thousands of years, and it is accurate even today. That's why it is called Shruti, heard, valid, and even today. Sanatana. And Sanatana is for the universal well-being. What is the universal well-being? The Srishti is Ishvara. Every being in that Srishti is sustained by the laws of Ishvara. Human being alone has a faculty of choice. What is common between animals and humans is ahara, vihara, maithuna, paya. Ahara, food, vihara, entertainment, pleasures, maithuna, conjoining for the sake of progeny, and bhaya, fear. This is common. What is uncommon? What makes a human being different? Vichara Shakti, the capacity to do sankalpa and decide to take a decision. All others, including devas, are programmed. Only the human being has the sankalpa Shakti, the Shakti, free will. And when you have free will, there is also the possibility of misusing free will. And what is Sanatana Dharma says? Use free will in alignment with Dharma for the well-being of the entire Srishti, not just follower of one particular Masiha. Others go to hell. No. They all came later. Sanatana Dharma is that. And these rishis, where it was revealed, the rishis passed on. And in that parampara, we have had great teachers. Sadashiva Samarambham, Shankaracharya Madhyamam. There is Shankara, Asmadacharya Paryanta. My teacher, up to that tradition continues. So, I am the beginning, I am the middle, I am the end. Not just of this activity of the Srishti as a whole. The entire Srishti, I don't like to use the word creation here. The entire manifestation is a manifestation of Ishvara's laws. There is nothing other than Ishvara's laws here. Everything functions under an infallible law. The law is the structure on which the entire Srishti functions. And that Ishvara function, that infallible law is Ishvara. Everything is Ishvara. We have to see the presence of the law everywhere. The teacher is trying to take you to that. He says, among Vidya, among knowledges, I am Adhyatma Vidya. I am that Vidya. Careful. I am that Vidya, knowing which everything else is as well known. If I know Adhyatma Vidya, if I know the secret of Srishti, if I know the secret of Srishti as Ishvara being the Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam, I need not know details, but I know Srishti as a whole. I understand Srishti as a whole. All you need to know gold. Once you know gold, you know all the ornaments. You need not know how to make it. Okay. You know all the ornaments. Once you know the Satya Vastu, all the Anatma, all the transactions that have their being in the Satya Vastu are as well known. Okay, this is very, very subtle. So among the Vidya, what is best? What course is the best? A youngster comes and asks you, what course is the best? You know what this is? Sanatani will say, Atma Vidya is the best. Know Atma Vidya and learn any other Vidya for your Artha Kama. Know Atma Vidya, how to live life, know Atma Vidya. How to provide for living well, know from other Vidya. So other Vidya is also useful. It is, don't say that other Vidya is not useless. Don't say that is useless. Everything is useful. Because that is Ishvara. Psychological order. You are studying MA psychology or doctorate in psychological order. Because you know this functions in under a certain law. You have dentists specializing in dentistry. In the dentist, there are people, orthodontists. There is an orthodontist. There is a dental surgeon. There is something, a periodontist who takes care of the gums. Look at the divisions. There is a periodontist. He takes care of the gums. And these days you have cosmetic surgeons who can realign your teeth and whatever be your age. Is it possible? Yes, because there is a law. There is a law. So that law is Ishvara. And among all the Vidyas, what is I am the knowledge of all knowledges, knowledge of all knowledge. Atma Vidya I am. See my glory in Atma Vidya. See my glory in Atma Vidya. Then comes Vada. Vadaha Pravadatam Aham. It's a beautiful word. Vada. Vada. Vada means what? Debate. There are three types of debates. One is called Jalpa. Jalpa means the debate between two believers. Okay. In one such talk, there was a small gathering. What gathering it was? One of those clubs. One of those fancy clubs, which like to relate themselves to animals. Humans, but members of an animal club. They like to refer themselves as an animal. As Mriganam Mrigendroham. I don't want to go more than that. So such a club. We were having a discussion. And I was asked to talk about this Vedanta, realities. So and they gave me a long time. First they said only 30 minutes, and then beyond that, they said, no, question answer session will be another 30 minutes. So one of the members said, I will raise a question, you continue talking for one. So I was talking, and there were a couple of people from some other denomination. I want to mention that. And I talked about realities. I talked about Paramarthika Satyam. I talked about Vyavaharika Satyam. I talked about Pratibhasika Satyam. And the loudest claps came from this denomination. So I assumed those people understood. That's when I learned don't make any assumptions. If you assume things, it makes an ass of you and me. That's what I learned that day. They don't make assumptions, because after that, there's a dinner. The dinner time, he comes and says, sir, what you said was beautiful. I said, very good. But you cannot ignore the fact that our God is a historical fact. I said, that is called Jalpam. Whatever you say, I will not accept. And two believers talking, how will it be? Dada, Jalpam. It's called Jalpam. There is another thing called Vidanda Vadam. Vidanda. It is not Vidanda Vadam, it is Vidanda. What is Vidanda? Whatever you say, I have to oppose. Whatever you say. Suppose I say, Ishvara is Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. He will counter it. It cannot be. Why? Vidandava. I'll give you a typical example of Vidandava. All of them have live examples in our system. Live example of Vidandava. I was a young person, long, about 30, 40 years. 81 to be exact. That's what 40 years ago, when I started studying all this. I was studying, and this Mithya, why Mithya came was because I was thinking about this. So if that person who was talking Mithya said, Mithya is an illusion. So I said, sir, how can it be an illusion? He said, yeah, it's illusion. I said, is this wall an illusion? Because if I jump against the wall, I will come with a bump on the head. He says, for an enlightened person, it is an illusion. For you and me, it is real. So, I could seem sensible. I said, suppose Shankara came and jumped through this wall. Would he get a bump or a head or not? Then he says, if he were an enlightened person, he will not get. If he is not an enlightened person, he will get. Hey, what is this man? He says, how do you know Shankara is an enlightened person? This is called Vidanda. Vidanda means I will not let you settle down. So both Jalpam and Vidandam avoid. Don't go anywhere near these people. Let them assume you're a fool. Don't even talk to them. The best thing for a Vedanta is Namaskar. Nothing else. What is Vadam? Vadam is Pravadatam Aham. Okay? It is a prakriya coming by tradition, where the teacher unfolds, the student listens and raises questions in keeping with the context. When I am in chapter 10, I don't ask questions relating to chapter 18. When I am in chapter 10, I ask any question relating to the previous section. In that chapter, you said like this. Why is it said like this in this chapter? That shows the student is keenly listening. You say Krishna cannot appear like this, but Krishna has appeared in front of somebody. He appeared as Panduranga in front of some people. They saw him like that. So that is Vadam. I'll have to address it appropriately. There is an appropriate way to tackle this. And that Vadam, which leads to truth, is called is Pravadatam. That which leads to truth. See, if you think I am doing Jalpa, if you think I am doing Vedanta, reject me. I have no problem. You can reject. The teacher in Vedanta doesn't teach for anybody's approval, doesn't teach for applause, doesn't teach for validation. The Vedanta teacher teaches because it's the truth. He reveals the truth as yourself. And the Vada leading to that truth is Pravadatam. That is Vadam. And that is me. That is my manifestation. Any discussion that leads to discovery of the truth is Ishvara. There is a law, the Pravada, the law. There is a traditional way of going through it. There is a Prakriya. Infallible Prakriya. I love this word, infallible. Infallible Prakriya. Okay. These sections are so beautiful that, I think that we will do about 5 or 6, but I end up doing only 1 or 2. Never mind. The glory of Ishvara is being revealed. Okay, now let's go to verse number 33. Aksharanamakarosmi. Aksharanamakarosmi. Dvandva samasi. Samasikasya cha. Aksharanamakarosmi. Dvandva samasikasya cha. Ahamevakshayakala. Ahamevakshayakalaha. Hataham vishvato mukha. Hataham vishvato mukha. So, Aksharan, once more we read the whole. Aksharana makarosmi. Dvandva samasikasya cha. Ahamevakshayakala. Hataham vishvato mukha. Okay. So, among akshara, among letters, I am the letter A. When the human being utters a sound, the sound is A. Akarosmi. In Tamil, they call it Uir Ezhuthu. That letter which gives life to all other letters. The Vyanjan, Ma, is actually written as Im. So we have Swara and Vyanjan. Vyanjan does not have any existence of its own. It is Im. When A is added to it, it becomes Ma. Click. When you add A to it, it becomes Ka. That's why it's called Swar, Vyanjan. In Tamil, it is called Uirezhuthu, life-giving words, life-giving letters. Meiyezhuthu, that depends upon the Uirezhuthu for its existence. So I am the life-giving sound. Aksharanam akarosmi. This beautiful next part gives me a little scope of playing around with a little grammar, okay, Sanskrit grammar. All of us who have studied grammar will never miss an opportunity to play with a little grammar. Not for showing off, okay? Not for showing off, but for better understanding. Reinforcing our understanding, reinforcing the listener's understanding as well. And the art of teaching flourishes when we teach like this. So there is something called samasa. Samasa means compound. Like for example, housekeeping, bookkeeping. Okay, like that. So two words coming together, it's called a compound. Yeah, no, it's not conjunction. Conjunction is and. Two words, housekeeping, two now. House and keeping is a gerund. Keeping is gerund. Housekeeping. Bookkeeping. Okay, like that. Now, these two words coming together, it's called a compound. In English language, the compounds are formed by usage. In Sanskrit and German, it is formed by rules. Okay? So there are certain rules. What makes that compound? There are 4 types of samasa. Okay? People who have studied Hindi grammar, go back. Class 8, 9, 10. Okay, it's fun. I found the usefulness of it when I studied grammar. I studied in class 7, 8. I found it useful when I was studying this chapter. Samasa. There are 4 types of samasas. The first samasa is called avyayi bhava samasa. In the compound, the first word is indeclinable, meaning you cannot change it. Like upanetra. Netra means eyes. Upanetra means glasses. So upa cannot be changed. Netram and any other subject can be changed there. Upasamhar. End is samhar. Upasamhar, end of a text. So upa means near. Okay? I'm not using the word Upanishad because it is a very elaborate meaning. Okay? So upa is called avyayi bhava samasa. The next samasa is called tatpurush samasa. Tatpurush samasa is the second word, the second portion is more important. For example, Rajaputra. Putra is son, non-changing, indeclinable. Raj keeps saying Rajputra, Kunti Putra, Kaushalya Putra, Devaki Putra. That portion can change. Putra cannot change. So you have Avyayi Bhava Samas, Tatpurush Samas. Then we have a third samas called Bahubrihi Samas. Bahubrihi Samas is the two compounds, the two words form a compound which the meaning is nothing to do with the original meaning of the word. Neela means blue, Kanta means neck. When they come together, what happens? Shiva, Neela Kanta. It's called Bahubrihi Samas. Pita means yellow, Ambara means clothes. Pitambara, whose name? Krishna. Okay. Neela Lohita. Neela is blue. Lohita is neck, eyes, whatever. Becomes yet another. There is one more beautiful usage. Okay, you can see it in Vedic. So in Sanskrit they say, Eka Karna Anaya. Bring 1 ear. How can you bring 1 ear? Cut off from somebody and bring? In that village, there is a fellow who has got 1 ear. So when I say Eka Anaya, it is body shaming actually. Hey, call that fellow with 1 ear. The fellow with that one-eyed fellow. Hey, bring that one eye. It is called Bahubrihi Samas. Now, what is Dvandva Samas? Rama Lakshmana. Now, tell me which is more important. Rama and Lakshmana have the same meaning in that. Both stand for Ishvara. It is called Dvandva Samas. Same everywhere. That is me. The sameness everywhere. In what way? The sameness in the form of Chaitanyam, the sameness in the form of existence, that I am. A little more on this compound, okay? It's a very beautiful one. Dvandva Samas, I'm not able to resist telling this. There is a shloka. in appreciation of Lord Krishna. Kataksha Kirana Chanta Naman Mohabdaye Namaha. Namaha, leave it out. Kataksha Kirana Chanta Naman Mohabdaye. Now look at the words there. Kata. Kata means corner of the eyes. Corner. Kata means corner. Aksha means eyes. So, sideways glance. Kataksha. Kirana. The rays coming out of the sideways glance. Kataksha. Kirana. Achanta. Dries up. Moha abdha. Moha is again delusion, confusion. Abdha is a lake. So, the Kataksha Kirana, one look by the corner of the eyes, dries up all the problems of whom? Naman, of the fellow who is a devotee. Moha Abdaye Achanta. See, one word. It is one word with so much of compounds. It's a compound word, meaning the, let me tell it to you in Tamil, okay? Then you can translate it in English. Orakkan parvayal, orakkan parvay. The sideway, tirchi nazar. Hindi. Tirchi nazar. A sideways glance, rise up. Okay, one word. Naman Mohabdaye. Who is that? Anantananda Krishna. Yeah. So he is Ananta, he is Ananda, he is Krishna. Namaha to that Krishna. And who is that Krishna? Jagan Mangala Murtaye. Now it's one. Now tell me the sloka. Kataksha Kirana Chanta Naman Mohabdaye Namaha Anantananda Krishnaya Jagan Mangala Murtaye. See, it is all Dvandva Samas. And Dvandva Samas reveals Ishvara. It reveals Ishvara's sameness. So among Samasa and Dvandva Samas, then Aham Eva Akshaya Kala. In an earlier thing, he talked about Kala Kalosmi. I am the Kala, meaning I am the one whose order Kala functions. But here the Kala is transactional Kala, time. The transactional Kala is also Ishvara's manifestation. This BMS has to end someday. Every BMS has to end someday. Anything created has to end someday. So I am that Kala which by itself doesn't end, but in which everything ends. So Kalaha, Ahameva Akshaya Kalaha. Ahameva, I am. Okay. See what happens is in various ones. He said Aksharanam, among letters, among samasas, among Srishtis, among, one among many. Here he doesn't say Kala is me. I am not among, I am that Kala. It's not among Kala. I am Kala. I am, yeah, beautiful word. Continuing Kala. I am continuing Kala. I continue and nothing continues in my presence. I am that expression of time. Beautiful expression. Okay. Then Tataham Vishwato Mukha. Lovely word. Vishwato Mukha. That benevolent side, that side of me, that manifestation of me, that manifestation which is a karma phala data. All the karma phala comes only from me, meaning I am the order. Karmani eva adhikaraha te kadachana ma phala. You have karma hetu. You are not karma phala hetu. You can only do action. The results come from a different order altogether. It comes from Ishvara. That karma phala data vishwatomukha aham. That's what Krishna drives home in this section. Okay. We will continue in the coming sessions. Next, we will see Mrityu. We will see, okay, Udbhava, Kirti. So many things are coming. Beautiful sections are coming. We will see in the following. So, स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्य श्यामलीं देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भया सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कच्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम्. Yeah. What I would like to reiterate is what I share with you is the blessing of my Guru alone. It is like which I love mentioning, just as the legacy of a rich father passes down to the son, to the heirs, direct heirs, who do seva to the parents. Okay, if he's not doing seva, the parents may disown it. So when you have Guru Bhakti, the Guru's legacy comes to you. So what I am privileged to share with you, purely the Guru's words, I owe it to my Guru and to the Parampara, starting from Dakshinamurti to the entire Srishti. To be born into this culture is a punya of hundreds and thousands of janma. To be born into this culture. To born with a value for this is again a lot of punya. And to be able to listen and make sense is even greater punya. And to be able to speak, share thoughts, and make it meaningful to people who are listening is punya of punyas. Perhaps, so much punya that this is perhaps, why perhaps, this is the last janma, that after that there will be no more janmas. So that's the beauty of the whole thing. My pranams to my Guru, pranams to Dakshinamurti Sri Krishna. We will meet again next week. Om. Jai. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.